If you ever plan on bouldering at the Powerlinez, this video is for you. Follow me as we check out some of the classics. The first spot we visited was Snake Hole, and right here this is called Top Shelf Traverse. Really fun traverse with big jugs throughout the whole way, really good feet, and at the end it ends with a really easy top out. This whole boulder in general is pretty beginner friendly, so if it's your first time visiting the Powerlinez, I'd highly recommend trying out this boulder. After the traverse, we tried out the Top Shelf Dyno. The jump itself isn't too hard, but because the wall is a bit overhanging, you kind of just have to trust that you're going to grab the jug. I always wondered if I could do a bad hang outside, so I decided after I tried out the dyno, I would just turn my hands over, lock my toes onto the big jug, and then release. So for the traverse and the dyno, the boulder that's right behind my back was on for feet. But for this problem, you have to avoid that by getting a high right heel and then cranking up to some pretty good in-cut crimps that are right in the middle of the face. After I was able to get the in-cut crimps, I just changed my heel to a toe, brought my left hand in, and then went up to the big shelf. The top out is a bit tricky, so if it's your first time at this boulder, I definitely recommend just sussing out the top a bit. There are some slopers up there, so do not expect a jug. You just have to trust your balance and then get your weight over your left leg. The final problem we tried on this boulder was called Zig Zag. And as you can see, it gets its name from a bunch of scribbles that are just on the wall. For this problem, you start matched on a big rail and then throw up a big right heel. There are a bunch of little crimps along the face. And my buddy JJ here has super strong fingers, so he ends up skipping a lot of the crimps that are in between the starting hold and the jug that is right above them. After you pass the crimps, you get to the big jug, and then it's the same exact top out as the first traverse that we were working on. In the same area and just a few feet right of the top shelf boulder, there's another boulder with a bunch of classics on it.
Stick with it.
Here's me struggling on the top out of a really pumpy climb called Water Weight. If you ever want to test your power endurance, I definitely recommend you hopping on this climb because I believe I did a total of 20 moves. I decided to add a little move counter on the bottom just to show you each individual move. The start of this climb is a bit scrunchy, and then it ends up traversing outright and then onto a huge jug. From the jug, you throw some heel hooks up and traverse across the face on some slopey crimps. In my opinion, each individual move isn't extremely hard, but if you're anything like me and you don't have the best endurance, the moves do add up over time. At this point, I was a bit pumped, and I just had to tell myself that as soon as I got my hand up to the sloper right there, it was pretty much done. After working water weight, I was pretty beat. This problem right here is called the launcher, and it's my current project. I only gave it one go this day because I ended up dry firing pretty bad on that left hand. You'll see it happen right about now. Right up the hill from Snake Hole is another area. This was our second spot of the day, and the area was called Strategic Air Command. This V3 problem, called Superfortress, traverses a bunch of jugs on some easy slab and then goes up through a little dihedral. After you're done with the traverse on the big jugs, you have to move up to a crimp on the dihedral, and then from there, there's a hidden jug right by where the root of the tree is. After that, you grab the top edge, walk your feet up, and then top it out. The last area we visited is an area called Fern Cliff, and this honestly might have been my favorite of the 3 areas. Besides the problems you see us try in this video, there are a bunch more, and I'd like to make future videos on a bunch of the other problems. This problem right here is probably the most popular. It's a V3 called Kata No. 4. From the hole these matched on, you just have to set up your feet and then go big for the jug. Nice, right? Yep. Find your feet. Nice. Good job, dude.
Right.
To finish the day, I hopped on a climb called Incest Repellent. Yep, Incest Repellent, pretty weird name, but great problem overall. It's the same start as Kata No. 4, but instead you go out to a crimp that I'm about to move out to right now, and then from there you fix your feet and then match that crimp. After the match on the crimp, you have to make a far move outright to a jug and then swing your feet over. I promise you that stain on my pants is from the mud I just sat in right before this.
Yeah.
I had a blast making this video, so if you guys have any more recommendations of other spots I should climb at, definitely let me know down in the comments.